In this tutorial, I'll explain how you can check the RAM speed and other details physically by reading the physical RAM stick labels. So if your RAM is not installed on a PC, then this tutorial will help you out. So the first thing to know is that all RAM modules come with a label sticker on them that tell you various things about it, such as its make and model, as well as other specs like what type of RAM it is, DDR4, DDR5, etc., and also its voltage and even its speed. However, the catch is that the labels across different RAM brands are not uniform in the sense that different RAM manufacturers use different labeling standards. For instance, have a look at these RAM modules from Corsair. The sticker here tells you just the part number of the RAM stick. Now it is difficult to decipher what the RAM speed is just by looking at the part number. However, you basically just need to Google it up asking how to read Corsair RAM modules. This should take you to their how-to guide right here. So now looking at this guide, we can tell that given a Corsair RAM's part number such as this, we can decipher its different specs. For instance, the X4 number right here tells us it's a DDR4 module, and more importantly, the number 3200 tells us its frequency, which is the speed of the RAM, as detailed in this short guide right here. The C16 tells us its cache latency. All of these are important bits of information, especially if you're planning on upgrading your RAM sticks. Given this information, I can now decipher the specs of the RAM sticks on my right. So the two modules on the right are DDR3 modules as explained by the number X3 with 1600 MHz speeds and a cache latency of 9. Now different RAM brands have different naming conventions, so you will need to look up their specific label reading guides. Many times the label themselves will contain a lot of useful information, so you won't even have to look up the individual brand's guide. For instance, have a look at this silicon power RAM stick. The label itself tells you everything. It tells you what type of RAM it is, what frequency it operates at, its cache latency, and even the size of the stick, which is 16 GB in this case. And finally, if you still can't figure out the RAM speed or other details, or if you do not want to go through the hassle of deciphering the part number, simply put the make and model of the RAM stick in Google, and that should give you its details. So for instance, here I have my Kingston RAM stick on the right. I can just type in its model number in Google, and often the first link tells you exactly what you need. So here this result tells me that this is a DDR3 RAM with 1600 MHz speed and a cache latency of 9, which checks out just fine. So I hope you learned something of value. Guys, most of you are not subscribing. Please help me reach 1000 subscribers. It'll just take a second of your time. Thanks for watching.